stretch you can do after your workouts, after a run, after you've been sitting for a while. This exercise is going to stretch out those hips, and preferably where this area where you feel the most tension. So usually in those hip flexors, maybe on the outside of the hips. So if you've been sitting a lot, you've been putting more miles in your runs, or you've been doing a lot of hip dominant moves and you just feel the tension here, this exercise is great to do after all that or after you've been sitting for a while. This is just going to create more space in the hips. It's going to allow the ligaments and the muscles surrounding the hips to relax instead of stay locked up all the time. Because when they're locked up all the time, that's when pain's going to show up or compensation is going to happen. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the side of my squat rack to give me some feedback. You can do this up against the wall or just have someone stand next to you and you're just trying to reach your hips towards that side. So when I get a couple inches, I'd say about a hand width away from whatever you're trying to reach towards. So it's the wall, the doorway, a person, whatever's going to work. I'm going to take my foot that's furthest away from the spot and I'm going to cross my leg towards my squat rack. From here, I'm going to brace slightly from the belly and I'm going to do a slight hinge. Doesn't have to be a very big one. I don't want to be rounding forward and collapsing through the chest. And all I want to do is push my hip towards the side of the wall or my squat rack. I'm going to feel a nice deep stretch starting around the hip flexor all the way on the outside of the hip, and it can even go down the leg as well. And I'm just going to hold here. I'm still trying to reach as much as I can towards my touching point. I'm going to hold here for a few seconds, push through the floor, and come back up. Now you can repeat this 30 seconds on each side for about 3 to 4 rounds. And notice each round you go for, you might get a little bit closer to your touching point. And then you can shake that leg out. You can even do the other side. So now I'm going to reach away from it. Or you can flip on over, cross that leg towards the side you're reaching towards, and pushing my hip towards that side. So in terms of the legs, the back leg is going to be nice and straight. The front leg is going to have a slight knee bend, so I'm not locking out both legs. So I just emphasize on the back leg, opening up this hip. If you need to, hold on to an anchor to allow yourself to sink into it a little bit more. If your hips are really, really tight, you may just start by standing up nice and tall, push the hips out to the side just a few inches. You may feel it all the way down the side and up into the front of that hip flexor. And then you can sashay the hips and then go back to the other side. This is a great thing to try. Let me know what you think. If it opens up, creates more space. Good luck.